Good afternoon, everybody. We are live here at Busch Gardens because we just heard a super exciting announcement, especially for those of you parents out there. And for many of us who've lived in Tampa Bay for some time, Busch Gardens, they're bringing the free beer samples back. Yes. I am joined by Jim Messenger. He is the brand new VP of Culinary Operations here at Busch Gardens. This is exciting for me personally because when I turned 21, I'm from Tampa, it was sort of a rite of passage to come here, get your free beer samples, get your beer certificate that you went to beer school. Talk about what inspired bringing this back, the Brew Club, to Busch Gardens.
Sure. So as you mentioned, I am new to Busch Gardens. However, since joining, I've been amazed by the team. The whole team is really into the local community and what we can do to bring tradition back to Busch Gardens whenever possible. And so where we're standing is in our brand new Brew Club, and behind you can see that we have our beer steins over here, and right behind is a menu. Now this menu of beers is going to rotate often, and so we're going to be featuring over 200 global but also local brews. And so we know that the history of Tampa, as you mentioned, and also the great work of artisan brewmasters, and just really getting local is something that our guests really enjoy and something that we take a lot of pride in. So yeah, we're really excited. And as a parent, I'm excited too. I'm going to come in. So
kind of important on some, those tough days, sip a beer.
Yeah.
Now this is super cool. Where we're standing is essentially, it's kind of like a pub that you all have designed here. And I want you guys to take a look around here. This is our media preview event. And as we turn around, you can see the signs. So you can purchase the signs. I know Mayor Buckhorn just got his the very first one.
He sure did.
Talk about how all this works here.
So over here we have our beautiful Busch Gardens beer steins, and so with our annual membership, you'll receive one of these beautiful steins, and you'll also have a personalized location to store them throughout the year or throughout your membership. And then the best news is that for $5 for each beer for a refill, you can come on over and you can try all the great beers.
Walk to the bar, right?
So these will be rotating often, and so we'll have different beers throughout the year. And as Stuart mentioned earlier, that, Cinco de Mayo is here, so we have Corona, but we also have other, it's the Floridian beer, Deja Vu, so some really great beers.
And I love that you were talking about, keeping it local. There really are so many local beers here on tap. I mean, we see obviously the Cigar City, and then, this is really just cool. What inspired the whole design of this place?
Well, again, this is the team, since joining, they're always looking for ways to make a special experience or a little bit more exploration for our guests. We have a very loyal pass holder base, and so it's very inspiring to see the way the team comes together and they create spaces that can be explored. And so that's really where this came from. It was really a team thing, and I think once it started rolling, everyone got behind it. And
where we're standing now, just to know people, they know where to find the pub back here. Where is this place? Let's talk about that.
We're over by the Serengeti Cafe. And so you'll walk through the doors, and we'll have our cafe, but also come straight through, and you'll be right in the Brew Club.
So when you get a sample, we're talking about how many ounces here roughly is each sample?
Sure. So two things really. So in the Brew Club, our beer, it's I believe a 10-ounce stein, so there'll be 10 ounces. And then also, you don't have to be a member for this, but also really in the tradition of Busch Gardens at Garden Gate, which formerly was the hospitality house, we'll be offering each guest 2 7-ounce beers. And so you don't need to be a member for that. So again, we want to really give back to our guests.
And so as far as how were they going to keep track? Because I know that was one thing. When again, we were 21 and we were kids back then. We're not kids, but adults legally. We'd always try to cheat the system. Is there a way?
Yeah. We certainly have our ways, but I would say that we're all about taking care of our guests. But we just want you to enjoy the park in a very responsible way, obviously.
I was just kidding, by the way.
Well, see, my dad used to cheat the system, so I'm I was only a kid, and I could so.
So are you from the Tampa area then?
I'm originally from Boston, but we spend a lot of time down here.
Well, welcome to Tampa Bay. I know what a way to come in. I think you're going to be the most popular guy here at the theme park.
Great way to start. When Stuart said, hey, what do you think about the beer? I was, ready to go. Absolutely.
So again, for those who are just joining us, to join the Brew Club, how much does it cost? What do they need to do? How does this whole process work?
Sure. So it is $79 for the annual membership that will run through the year, and then really we only have about 1,000 steins available. But what's really cool is that we're going to be offering for next year the same price of $79 if you join this year. So a nice way to become a charter member and have something. And so we can do that right here at the Brew Club. We can do that. And again, we have a personalized location. We'll wash and store them for you. And the team will be ready to pour you some great brew.
Yeah, so definitely be one of the first 1,000. I mean, how cool is that to have your name up here as part of this? Better than buying a brick at a theme park, right?
I would think so. It gives back a little more often.
That's awesome.
And I would also say that leading up with these big announcements, we also will be having our Beer Fest, which will kick off in mid-August, August 15th. And so that's going to be a great weekend event. It's going to run until September 16th. And with that, we'll be having authentic German food and festival music. So there'll be a lot of cool happenings here at Busch Gardens in Tampa.
Yeah, a lot happening in May. I mean, obviously with this, but then in May, we've got the kids' weekends, which we're excited about with the little kids with Sesame Street, a Safari of Fun. So yeah, definitely come on down to Busch Gardens, check this out. And as we leave you guys, thank you so much, Tim. We appreciate it. We'll just give you a final shot here so that way you know how to find all the awesome social media coverage of this event, because we have media from all over the Tampa Bay area here covering this. So hey, beer is back at Busch Gardens, guys. We'll see you soon.